ओम नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानंदमूर्तये निष्प्रपंचाय संताय निरालंबाय तेजसे ओम गंगरुभ्यो नमः ओम गंगणपतये नमः ओम ऐं सरस्वत्यै नमः शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सत्रभासकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः ईश्वर गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। So today topic is Tantra Gupta Sadhana, the secrets of the Tantra, right? Tantra is a vast science, is a big science. Among the all kind of shastras, Tantra is the most advanced practice. Sometimes even Adiguru Shankaracharya, although he was following the path of Advaita, path of non-dualism, in the end of the day in his life, he also study and experience the science of Tantra. Tantra is not about philosophy, Tantra not about a Vedantic science, Tantra not about scriptures. Tantra is a science where one can experience the consciousness of Bhairava, the consciousness Shiva Tattva, and the consciousness of Shiva Tattva. Right? Shiva Tattva. So therefore, the science of Tantra is a science of expansion of the consciousness. And Gupta means why the secret? Actually, there is nothing secret. But the realization, the enlightenment of truth is secret. Am I clear that? Each and individual so in our experience, the truth, that experience, that truth is not possible to share intellectually or by scriptures. It is experience which is unique and it is your own experience. So therefore, it is a secret. Am I clear that? So there is many kind of science, many kind of practices, many kind of practices. So therefore, you have been studying many kind of practice about Tantra, Gupta Sadhana, the secret sadhana. We have been studying Kriya Yoga, Savasadhana, Panchatattva, Kumari Puja. Today, we are going to study Kaya Siddhi. How to get perfections and over mastery of the koshas, over mastery of the physical body, our master of the physical body. That is called Kaya Siddhi. Kaya Siddhi is the get perfections. Then after Kaya Siddhi, then there one can study Panchapasana, Sakti Sadhana, Shodasopachara puja, Panchagini sadhana, Jala sadhana, and Chakra puja. So these are the many kind of practices. So there is one thing is how a person can do Sakti sadhana. Kaya siddhi Panchapasana Sakti sadhana. But today I would like to explain not the Kaya siddhi, only a Gupta sadhana. There is many kind of siddhis, many kind of Gupta sadhana as well. All sadhanas are available according to state of the consciousness of the seekers. Understand me? Consciousness of the seekers, consciousness of the sadhakas. All kind of sadhanas is not suitable for everyone. A master, a guru decide what kind of sadhana need to be done by the disciples. But most of the time we choose the sadhana as a spiritual. That is the problem, that the obstacles. Sometimes we think we want to be ourselves, but what do you know about yourself? You don't know. You don't know about yourself. So how can be with yourself? Right? Normally, generally, when you are sometimes kid, you say, let me alone, let me by myself. Then end of the day, what happens? Many people want to buy themselves, become alone, become lonely, and they hang themselves, they suicide, they killed themselves. You see that? It happens. Many lonely people are killed themselves. And once you know yourself, you don't need to tell yourself, I want myself, because you don't know yourself. Therefore, you want to be with yourself. And if you know yourself, you don't want to be with yourself, because yourself is exist with all beings. Right? You are not the body. You are the spirit. Then you can see yourself with all beings. So there no need to be with yourself. Like Amma, Mata Amritanmai, she was a great master. And she all the time spending her life all the time with others, with others, with others. How? Because she can see the self with others. That's the how we serve it. And when you want to say, I want to be myself, what happening? You are so selfish, self-centered. Actually, you don't know yourself. And when you know yourself, that self you can see with all beings, and you can serve like a servant. You can serve like a servant, but as a holy servant. There is many kind of servant. Most of the time I say to the people, let me to serve you as your servant. What does that mean? As a holy servant. A guru can be a best servant for their disciples. Disciple may not good servant of the guru, but a guru, a real guru, can be good servant of their disciples. Right? And that is one of them, great Swami Sivanand. And you can see that Swami Sivanand used to serve great masters, like a mother. Mother is a servant for their children, but children never servant of their mother, right? So mother is the best servant, because when you lose your ego, so you can be good servant. So far you have ego, you can't be servant. So good servant means you have to be. So therefore, mother always lose its own ego to their children, but children don't lose their ego. Am I clear that? So Gupta sadhana. So today I am going to speak about So let us shall go to study today how to over mastery of the physical body, kaya siddhi. Then other day I'll explain panchopasana and shakti sadhana. Shakti sadhana is very important practice of tantra. kaya siddhi एक रासायनिक प्रक्रिया है. To kaya siddhi means called transmigration knowledge, how to live the body, how to over master the physical body, pancha courses, live the soul. Kaya siddhi we call kaya kalpa or kaya siddhi. You understand me? How to live your physical body and the soul can enter into other bodies. That is called kaya siddhi. And again you have to return to your own body. So kaya siddhi एक रासायनिक प्रक्रिया है. Kaya siddhi is a very much rasayanika. It means kind of metaphysical changing process. It's not about chemical. It is metaphysical. It's something today not available in this modern science. It's not available in modern science can change many things, right? Like a modern medical science can change many things, but not the over master the pancha courses, जिसके द्वारा शरीर की व्याधि रहित जरा प्रवाह तथा मृत्यु भय से मुक्त किया जाता है. शरीर के समस्त अंगों और कोशिकाओं की नवजीवन का संचार किया जाता है. इस रासायनिक प्रक्रिया में पारद और अभ्रक का प्रयोग होता है. They say that one can also over master the physical body, and this physical body can be free from all kind of sickness and jara of death. One can free from the old age, one can free from the death. And not only that, all kind of nerve systems became rejuvenated. इस रासायनिक प्रक्रिया में पारद और अभ्रक का प्रयोग किया जाता है. So such kind of techniques when people use, they use the mercury and abrak is the special kind of things already I said before. कौलाचार्य को एक साधना के रूप में कया सिद्धि का अभ्यास करना चाहिए. कौलाचार्य already said you, Vamacharya, Kaulacharya, Dachinacharya. The Kaulacharya is more advanced science. Kaulacharya is the advanced sadhakas. So for them it's very important how to overmaster the physical body. कया सिद्धि के अभ्यास के शरीर के भीतर में विषाक्त तत्व बाहर निकलते हैं और आंतरिक तत्वों की शुद्धि होती है. In kaya siddhi, when you go to purification of your physical body, what happening? All kind of poison you take out from the body. All kind of poisons. But what happening? Then you can have so much pure. यह तत्व शुद्धि की एक प्रक्रिया है. तत्व शुद्धि we have been studying. So this is the purification of tattva शुद्धि, how to purification of the physical body. इस हेतु सर्वप्रथम पारद और अभ्रक को भिन्न भिन्न समय, नक्षत्र और तिथियों में जड़ी बूटियों के रस में पकाया जाता है तथा उनके सभी प्रकार के विषाक्त तत्वों को उनसे दूर किया जाता है. जैसे इस हेतु सर्वप्रथम पारद और अभ्रक को भिन्न भिन्न समय, नक्षत्र, तिथियों की जड़ी बूटियों के रस में पकाया. So they prepare special kind of medicines. At first the mercury, abhakra, and they have to prepare such kind of medicines so that a person can eat and purification of the physical body. जब पूर्णतः शुद्ध भस्म का रूप लेते हैं तब तत्व शुद्धि या शारीरिक शुद्धि के लिए उनका प्रयोग किया जाता है. So they use the mercury and many kind of the roots, understand, like Ayurvedic. Not exactly Ayurvedic, but there's like Avascos. So these kind of things. What happening? And then it can enter into bhasma, dases. जब वे पूर्णतः शुद्ध भस्म का रूप लेते हैं तब तत्व शुद्धि या शारीरिक शुद्धि के लिए उनका प्रयोग किया जाता है. Then one can use it, one can eat it, then one can purification of the physical body. उपरोक्त प्रक्रिया की जानकारी केवल तांत्रिकों की होती है. So such kind of practice, such kind of medicines is known by only the tantric master, tantric yogis in ancient time. But of course, I don't know today if is it available to anyone in supermarket tantric yogis. I don't think so. But maybe that science is available, maybe top secrets. Maybe out of million, maybe one yogi have it. They say सही प्रकार विषाक्त तत्व के उनसे दूर किया जाता है. जब वे पूर्णतः शुद्ध भस्म का रूप लेते हैं, जब तत्व शुद्धि या शारीरिक शुद्धि के लिए उनका प्रयोग किया जाता है. उपरोक्त प्रक्रिया की जानकारी केवल तांत्रिक को ही होती है. साधक स्वयं के नियमानुसार पारद भस्म तैयार करना चाहिए, बना बनाया किसी से नहीं लेना चाहिए, और शुद्ध भस्म को ग्रहण करने से तत्काल मृत्यु नहीं हो सकती. So therefore you have to prepare such kind of medicines and for purification of the physical body, but don't buy anything from the supermarket. Possible you can die. Anyway, this is all about informative knowledge. You never know. Maybe this life, next life, another life. So one day you will be great master, great yogi. It's not life, not finished until Atmagyan, Brahmagyan, that you study always, right? Not easy. So this is जो साधक कार्य सिद्धि करता है, जो साधक काया शुद्धि करता है, if any sadhaka they purify the physical body, what happening? But according to my understanding, not only physical body, it has to purification all koshas. वह रोग जरा मृत्यु से प्रभावित नहीं हो. They never going to afflicted by any sickness, not by death, not even if old age comes. तंत्र शास्त्र में 84 सिद्धों का वर्णन किया जाता है. तंत्र शास्त्र में 84 सिद्धों का वर्णन किया जाता है. In Tantra Shastra there is 84 kind of siddhis one can find out. जिन्होंने काया शुद्धि कर अमरत्व की प्राप्ति की थी, यह परंपरा शंकराचार्य के परम गुरु गौड़पाद के पाद लुप्त हो गई. They say that Adiguru Shankaracharya, he have a such kind of knowledge as well, but his guru Gaudapadacharya के बाद लुप्त हो गई. They say that according to the scriptures today, what I reading now, giving information, such kind of knowledge in 18th century, almost in the 18th century, it was all kind of almost it was extinct. I can today say absolutely is extinct. Such kind of knowledge is extinct. You understand? This means not available to common yogis, common masters, or common tantric yogis. Not available. Because Adiguru Shankaracharya was established the sannyas tradition 8th century. So it means in the 8th century before already almost lost. But however, Adiguru Shankaracharya have the kaya siddhis. He have knowledge of transmigrations. अनेक ग्रंथों में वैसे साधुओं का उल्लेख मिलता है जिन्होंने काया सिद्धि की क्रिया द्वारा रोग जरा और मृत्यु पर विजय प्राप्त की थी. किंवदंतियों में भी ऐसे अनेक लोगों की चर्चा आती है जिन्हें इसी अभ्यास में सफलता मिली थी. So there was evidence in many kind of Puranas, Shastras, even Tantric scriptures, and people used to practice. लेकिन यह जानना कठिन है कि ये दृष्टांत तत्परक है या कपोल कल्पित. So very difficult to know. It is actually the stories or it is the evidence. इसी प्रकार उपलब्धि का कोई वास्तविक प्रमाण इस युग में अभी तक नहीं मिला. So according to my guru, they say there is no proper evidence about this Kaya Siddhi, such kind of medicines are available today. Kaya Siddhi के पीछे रहस्य या उद्देश्य है कि सारे के तत्वों को शुद्धिकरण के पश्चात साधकों की यह क्षमता प्राप्त हो जाए कि वो अपने भौतिक तत्वों को अव्यक्त तत्वों के साथ स्वेच्छा से मिला सके और स्वेच्छा से अलग कर सके। काया सिद्धि की प्रक्रिया से पंच तत्वों पर नियंत्रण या विजय की प्राप्ति संभव है। Once you get perfection over master the physical body or the pancha koshas, so naturally what happens? You can overmaster the pancha tattva, then 5 elements. Visevayuranilaramitamathedam vasmatam sariram om kratam smara kritam smara kratam smara kritam smara. This body, the physical body, is made by 5 elements that one can be overmastered. Then you can master the all kind of natural phenomena. So then पंचोपासना, तंत्र शास्त्र में पंचोपासना साधना का स्थान दैनिक चर्या के अंतर्गत आता है। तंत्र शास्त्र में पंचोपासना साधना का स्थान, then after that we are studying. So this is the about Kaya Siddhi. But this is, it seems like a story, but that is not, it's not explaining any kind of methods. Understand me? Just for is the intellectual informations. Am I clear that? I'm just giving intellectual informations, although I don't have this knowledge today. I'm just reading the scriptures for you. Any questions now about this subject? Atmanand.
Yes, in the end, it's just about experimenting. It's all prayogas, like for me, applying the ashes to other people, like advanced sadhus, it's normal thing. For me, it's just preparing, burning cow shit. It's just an experiment, and then burning that way that you can use it to apply. You can, when you have proper ashes, to mix it with water, it's medicine. Easy medicine, natural medicine. And so it's how you apply it. Question, no? And by the way, you can buy those books, those Jala, Rasa Jala, and about alchemy. It's from Shiva himself. You must pray to him, and then you can read it. It's all in Sanskrit and in transliteration, English, and about the origin of Ayurveda, because Ayurveda and alchemy, they belong together. In India, alchemy was about health and good life. In Europe, alchemy was about gold, finding gold. So you know the difference between those two cultures. But now, I am here in my Kriya Babaji sadhana, and like you said, it's all informational. But when I have ever got time, I go out to nature, burn some cow dung with ghee. It's nice, it smells good. It's all experimenting and until it's usable. It's still too much dirt in it. And it's also like you burn mercury. It's that secret. You burn it more than 20 times. And you must prepare your body to consume it. And yeah, I get my questions. I like when I got questions. I also like I have an idea. You say some words. Like I had the idea about the Dasha Gupta Sadhana. I was looking for the book, but it's all in Indian language. It's not in English, so it's still, at least for Indians, it's available. But there are many, like it's the kind of questions you have, and then you get led in that direction or in the other direction. Like other people have other questions and they go different ways, and you can buy those books. I got the Mahanirvana Tantra. I found it. I looked for it. But then it's how much time you got to study and to learn, and to me it's also like learning the Sanskrit, pronouncing. It's all in practice. Chanting the mantras, it's practice to form my tongue in my mouth. But yeah, no question.
Mariana.
Swamiji, namaste. Kaya Siddhi. I don't know, first time listen. Maybe that Siddhi prepare a body for another Siddhi. And I think Kaya Siddhi, they try to explain about Rasayana science.
Yes.
Ayurveda, they use, I know, Chavanprash, and different metal, gold, and also mercury, and different roots. And I think that needed for make prepare a body for next level, for next Siddhi. For next step. I think that advance, all advance. That advance knowledge and also natural.
Correct. Julie?
So am I understanding that transmigration, you come back to your physical body? Is that the ability to do that like multiple times? I mean, do you come back to your physical body?
Actually, Kaya Siddhi means our master of the physical body, and same time is supposed not, it means your body has to stay as a young, never going to old.
Yes, but transmigration.
Transmigration about to leave the physical body and your soul enter into another body. Then again that soul can again come back to your own body again. That called transmigration.
Okay, okay. I wanted to know if it could come back. Okay, thank you.
Like Jesus have the transmigration. He, when people crucified, he already left the body and he appeared in the another body. So this is called transmigration.
Okay, thank you.
And great masters, such kind of science they have. If they want to do some kind of great work, actually nobody can kill them because they already left the body. So they can kill the physical body, it's nothing. They already left their soul. So for common people, they think they killed the body, but actually not. So this kind of advanced science is remain unknown. It's not available for modern science, modern technology, nothing. So then I tried to is very late. I'm going to speak about to the Panchagini sadhana. Then other time I'll explain you Panchavasana, Sakti sadhana, Jala sadhana, Upachara, and so on. So let today we speak about Panchagini sadhana. Panchagini sadhana is one of the secret and Gupta sadhana of the Tantra Vidya in Tantra. Panchagini sadhana is a Tantra Vidya, Tantra sadhana. So Panchagini sadhana, Tantric and Vedic दोनों ही. So the Panchagini sadhana is also Tantric sadhana, also Vedic sadhana, both Vedic and Tantric. Pasupat like ascetic and also Tantric. Pasupat Tantra तथा बृहद उपनिषद में इस साधना का उल्लेख मिलता है. In the Pasupatra Tantra Shastras available Panchagini sadhana. Panchagini sadhana available in the Pasupatra Tantra. And then Brihadarga Upanishad. So it is called Vedic science. Pasupatra Tantra is the Tantric science. And this Panchagini sadhana has some kind of instructions in both. पंचाग्नि साधना के पद्धति दिव्य भाव एक सिद्ध योगी साधक के लिए विहित है. I personally has been study Vedic science, Brihadarga Upanishad, and I have been study also in our traditional monastery. But I have been study with my guru Pasupatra Tantra as well, but only like a story. So the gurus are not explain all systematics. It's very secret sadhana. I have some inspirations from our gurus, but I never get physical instructions from our gurus. No physical instructions. No one giving me physical instructions. What I do, all my Panchagini sadhana are done by me. All are intuitive and dedicated to Lord Shiva, dedicated to the Guru Paramparas. That's what I do, and dedicated to the Parasakti, the mother. पाशुपत तंत्र तथा बृहदारण्यक उपनिषद में इस साधना का उल्लेख मिलता है. पंचाग्नि साधना की पद्धति दिव्य भाव युक्त सिद्ध योगी साधक के लिए विहित है. पंचाग्नि साधना की पद्धति दिव्य भाव युक्त सिद्ध योगी साधक के लिए. दिस इज द पंचाग्नि साधना नॉट फॉर ऑर्डिनरी साधकस, इज फॉर हायर, इज फॉर डिवाइन योगीस, इज नॉट फॉर कॉमन पीपल. इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. What I have been experienced since 5 years is not very easy at all. It is facing so many difficulties. I also face so many obstacles, so many difficulties. Not very much easy for me. But when I'm doing such kind of sadhana myself, I'm completely surrendered to the higher divinity, to unknown, to the Shiva, to the Parasakti, to the masters. Complete dedication, nothing. It does not work. The ego will not work. Avidya does not work. Nothing. This year I could leave my body also in the Panchagini sadhana. It was 24th or 26th of June. I could leave my body. Honestly, anything can happen. So therefore, Panchagini sadhana is done by the higher yogis who ready to leave the body in samadhi. Panchagini sadhana is live samadhi. You can leave actual body. Anytime, anything can happen. I'm doing Panchagini sadhana 5 years. You never know. have sankalpa for 12 years. You never know what's going to happen. The body could leave it. Then पंचा की साधना जिसमें काम क्रोध, देन इसी साधना कोई यह साधक कर सकता है जिसमें काम क्रोध मद लोभ तथा माश्चर्य पर नियंत्रण प्राप्त करता है. It's very important our master of the kama krodha mada lobha maha. It means our master of the kama, the desires, krodha, the anger, mada means here the highness, lobha, the attachment, greediness, masteria, also your own. You say kama krodha lobha, kama krodha lobha moha means raga and dvesa, both things. Mada means moha, lobha means greediness, moda means attachments, and then masteria, highness, one has to really dissolve. पंचाग्नि इन पंच विकारों के नियंत्रण कर एवं पार कर जाने से सिद्ध होती है. So when you are beyond kama, krodha, lobha, maha and madhya, the five things were conquered, naturally you get all kind of siddhi, the perfections. पंच विकार नियंत्रण के पश्चात, पंच विकार नियंत्रण के पश्चात साधक ब्रह्म भाव में स्वयं को स्थित करता है. Once over master of the five tattvas, over master of the kama, krodha, lobha, maha and madhya, what happening? Then person what happening? Person enter into Brahma Bhava, enter into Brahmarsi, became visionary, can see the future, visionary. इस साधना में साधक अपने चारों और अग्नि प्रज्वलित कर मध्य में बैठता है. सत्य साधक they sit down in the middle and around the fire, four fire, सूर्य पंचम अग्नि का प्रतिनिधित्व करता है, Lord Sun, and leading as a fifth fires. इस साधना का काल मकर संक्रांति के से कर्क संक्रांति तक का है. Such kind of sadhana one has to be done. मकर संक्रांति, the 14th of January, कर्क संक्रांति तक कहा जाता है. कर्क संक्रांति actually I don't know, but somehow they see it can be done 6 months. Exact कर्क संक्रांति when it comes I will explain. अग्नियों के मध्य साधक बैठकर शास्त्र विहित साधना संपन्न कर ब्रह्मत्व या शिवत्व प्राप्त करता है. पंचाग्नि साधना leads to the ब्रह्म ज्ञान and शिवत्व and merge with the Vairava consciousness. That what you study in the Vijnana Tantra as well. इस साधना के साधक पंच महाभूतों का स्वामी बन जाता है. पंच महाभूत, what is पंच महाभूत? Atmanand.
The five elements,
Exactly.
earth, water, fire, air.
इस साधना में साधक पंचमित का स्वामी, sober master of the पंच tattvas completely, and you can leave the body. So Panchagni sadhana is a advanced sadhana, a gupta sadhana, a secret sadhana, and that leads to all the way to the Brahma Jnana according to Vedic science, according to the Brihad Upanishad. But at the same time enter into Shiva Tattva as per the Pasupata Tantra. इस साधना में साधक पंचम युग का स्वामी बन जाता है. A person over master the five tattvas, पंच महाभूत, over master the earth, water, air, fire and sky element. Then naturally a person enter into Brahmatva, enter into Shivatva, enter into Shivatva. So this is a shortcut way, Panchagni sadhana. So it's not very simple, and but in future, I hope I can teach you the Pasupat Tantra, one of the most advanced science, Pasupat Tantra. Like you study Vijnana Tantra, so let new chapter you can study Pasupat Tantra. Pasupat Tantra like Pasupatinath in Nepal. So Pasupat Tantra is revealed by Lord Shiva as a Pasupati. Is a Pasupatinath. A overmaster of the Pasupati means a person, a sadhaka who overmastered the animal qualities, overmastery. Pasupat Tantra, which is very rare people know. And Pasupat Tantra explain all kind of Panchagini sadhanas, and that is the most secrets. Sometimes happens maybe due to our prarabdha karma, due to previous karma. So we have such kind of gurus. Maybe they don't give you physical instructions. Maybe they don't give the guidance. But if you have real good sadhaka, you simply surrender to them and get the knowledge. Like Ekalabhya in Mahabharata, you understand Ekalabhya? He never get the physical guidance from their gurus, but he got all knowledge from their gurus by the self efforts. But at the end of the day, he was surrender. Ekalabhya was surrender all his science, all his knowledge, all his wisdom, all his experience, enlightenment to his guru. So therefore, in Mahabharata, Ekalabhya is more powerful than the Arjuna, more powerful. So similarly, and if I really dedicate your guru, dedicate your master, dedicate to Anu, to Lord Shiva, you can also study all kind of science. But when you study any kind of spiritual science, never take credit to yourself. This is the problem. But what we do, we read the books, we get techniques, we practice, then say, I know myself. This is ego. Doesn't matter whatever science you get, whatever spiritual science you get, whatever knowledge you get, maybe the physical gurus maybe not guide you, the physical instruction not there, but you must surrender to the physical guru. That the best way you can surrender ego, avidya, then you are entering to kingdom of Sivaloka, the Brahmaloka. Therefore, you can say, whatever I do, sometimes a guru can be not agree with the disciples, but disciple must surrender to the guru. Sometimes a disciple not agree with the guru, but a guru must surrender to disciple as well. Surrender to as well. I said a very nice stories. Paramahansa Ramakrishna. Paramahansa Ramakrishna. He was completely surrendered to the Vivekananda. When Vivekananda come, he did not want to be disciple or to take sannyas or whatever. He simply want to get job. But Paramahansa Ramakrishna accepted some Vivekananda as a disciple. After some time, of course, Vivekananda returned and became disciple. That what today I give some small example when Shivapuja visited me. Is as per the tradition of India. Sometimes disciple not agree with the masters, but masters surrender. I give an example. It was a time when the time of some Sivanand, some Vishnu Devanand. Vishnu Devanand not surrender to some Sivanand. Some Sivanand surrender to some Vishnu Devanand. He did pranam, sashtang. So today I tell the Shivapuja, look, as per our traditions, Lord Shiva is the main guru. We are simply medium. Either you accept or not accept as a discipleship, but as I am guru, accept as a your guru, and you are the disciple. Either you accept or not. That is our tradition, that is our DNA. Our DNA is the DNA of enlightenment until Brahmajnana. Once we are initiated, you remain guru and disciples. That is the tradition I belong to. And this tradition is belong to Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, the second disciple, the first disciple of the Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva never taught the science to anyone. Mother Parvati, the first disciple of Lord Shiva, and she got all the knowledge. And after that, she became guru. That is how our tradition goes on. Am I clear that? I just give small examples. Then Shivapuja was kind of silent. They have no questions. I say, Logical brain does not work. The spiritual science is completely intuitive revelations. So if you want to walk the path of sannyas, if you walk the path of Brahmajnana, if you want to walk path of Sivaloka, so therefore somewhere we have to surrender. Even if sometimes you have no guru's physical guru, but you must surrender to divinity. But due to our karmas, it happens, we have the physical gurus, but due to our personal agenda, due to our mental state of the consciousness, due to different karmas, due to prarabdha, whatever the reasons, we sometimes don't accept our physical gurus. It's not a mistake of the physical gurus, but at the same time, physical guru also is always responsible for the disciples. Whatever the disciple, whatever the conditions is, doesn't matter. And guru has to forgive, remain compassionate, remain lovely to their disciples. Doesn't matter whatever the disciples does the wrong things. Guru remain like a mother. A mother need to take care of the children. Doesn't matter the children how much wrong, still mother need to take care. Right? As we are kids, we understand how our mother is. Similarly, a guru has to be like a mother, more than a mother. But doesn't mean, but same time, as a mother also taught to their own children, whatever the mistakes are there, but sometimes the children don't listen. It's fine. But still, mother has to be compassionate. Similarly, guru has to be compassionate until the disciple became enlightened. And mother has to serve the children as long as a child stands itself. Right? When child stands itself, mother is sure. Now my child is ready, can walk its own path. No need my help. Similarly, a master has to take care of the disciples until a disciple is free. What is the freedom? Until enlightenment, until Brahmajnana. That's the duty of the master. And that is our DNA of the Brahma Jnana Parampara, Dvadaita Paramparas, our Yogi Parampara, Siva Paramparas. So, as per traditions I belong to, we are not selfish, we are not self-centered. We remain, serve our disciples once they initiated, once they recognized. Maybe later they don't recognize, forget it. Due to different reasons, we don't accept it, right? So that is not our parampara, that is not our traditions. Our tradition is the DNA is the remain enlightenments. And we do carry not only this life, next life, another life, another life, another life, we'll carry it. And there is also the tradition of tantric science. There is that is what you study. Vairav sadhanas. That is kind of Vairav and Vairav sadhanas, like partners they do. Sometimes due to their personal consciousness, they may be separate, maybe different things. But once they recognize become Vairav and Vairavi, but they also remain, play as a consciousness, Vairav and Vairavi as Shiva consciousness and Vairavi as a Parasakti consciousness, both together. Even they meet after one life, second life, third life, fourth life, fifth life, whatever. Like mother, like Lord Shiva, like Mother Parvati, they meet each other. Many lives, 64 life, right? 64 incarnations of Mother, the Parasakti. Lord Shiva never take a rebirth. Lord Shiva remain. He never was born. He was eternal, right? Even we don't know he had human form or not. But anyway, a state of the consciousness, unknown. But if we have that consciousness, we can understand the wire of consciousness, then we are become free. Then enter into kingdom of Brahmaloka, the Shiva Loka. I remember when my guru is giving the sannyas initiation, very beginning, he tried to send him some papers to sign the paper to take sannyas. I did not take it. But my guru have the sankalpa to give me sannyas. It did happen. Then I attend the second time. I have no choice. I simply accept it. So today, I just very nice and interesting that it is a lecture, is assembly, that's examples. So I tell to Shiva Puja, we have the sankalpa, we have sannyasa yoga in future. So we have sankalpa for the sannyas. Accept or not accept, they are different. So you have concept of Vedic and Saiva, Tantric as well. But it's not very important today. I told her, so you'll remember. So similarly, if people have the took initiations like Kriya Yoga or mantra or the name from our gurus, but that you have to walk this path. Walk this path. So therefore, some people come to me like this. I have many examples. I just give my own example, how my gurus was given to sannyas. First time we have sankalpa, and he said that I'm so happy. I'm so glad you receive. You received the sannyas. I was very calm. I could not say nothing. I was very silent. Because when gurus are giving this, the real people can get the grace of gurus, very rare. Only blessed one can get the grace of gurus, grace of masters. And when master giving such a grace, he can getting out of many obstacles, many obstacles. Sometimes when I think about my guru, I'm so much crying. It's not out of sadness. How my guru is so great, how he was so kind to me and compassionate to me. I sometimes feel I'm not qualified to take sannyas from my guru, such a great master. But he was the qualified guru who can fix the disciples. Who can fix the disciples. Doesn't matter. And I know personally my guru, what kind of bad disciples you have doesn't matter. If a guru decide, he will remain good. If I check myself, sometimes people ask me, are you really fit for this sannyas? Are you really qualified for this sannyas? When I was took sannyas, very young age of 22 or 23 like that. Then I said, you have to ask to my guru, not me. Sannyas is not about a physical appearance. Sannyas is the state of the consciousness. But we took a physical initiations in order to free from avidya, ego, and certain things in our life. We are not engaged in bad things, in negative things. When sometimes you're a sannyas, what? We think, oh, I'm not going to drink alcohol. I'm not going to bad companions. It happens naturally. When you're wearing the police dress, what happening? We don't like to steal the things. But of course, doesn't mean every police are honest. But many police are afraid to steal something, right? Because police means a person responsible. The people are thief, a dacoit, or bandit. They need to fix them. Similarly, when you take initiation of sannyas, orange cloth, what happening? So a lot of things were feel not to do things, but maybe do some silly things as well. But at least you have the consciousness. The consciousness doesn't allow you to do the silly things. Right? This is the sannyas. So sannyas is a state of the consciousness, not only physical appearance, shaving the head and putting orange cloth. That is one part. That is one part. It does help a lot of things to prevent. And when you put orange cloth, is helping you a state of the consciousness to awaken, develop, and healing yourself. And when you put white dress, also it has significance. When you put a lot of colorful dress, different significance. When you put red dress, different significance. When you put orange color, different significance. When you put black cloth, also significance. Cloth is the state of the consciousness, what within yourself. Whatever you do externally, that is internally projected. Whatever inner projections that you projected externally, right? So we need a lot of clarity of the consciousness. Most of the time, people don't like to stay in ashram. Why? Because the clarity, consciousness is not there. The life, in social life, they want to be free. What does that mean? Because mind, they are not a master of the mind, not a master of the consciousness. They are not over master of the mind. They try to engage in samsara, in the social life. Right? So therefore, ashram is an institution, is a place where a person engage in deep metaphysical study, engage in the self-study, engage introspections, engage the freedom within themselves. The freedom does not come outside. The freedom does not come. Many people want to be free. As I say that Atman is smiling very beginning. What is that? Many people want to be free, alone, lonely. What do they do? You check the young people in Europe. They take drugs, alcohols, hanging themselves. They killed, they suicide. Sometimes people jumping. Many lonely people, many independent. They say they're independent. They're free. I can do whatever I want. Right? What they do? What they do? But I don't mean one should not free. Of course, one should free. But freedom with the self-understandings. Freedom with the over master of the British. Avidya asmita ragadvesa vinivesa klesa. Over master of the British, over master of the classes, then you are become free. You can stay anywhere. Under a tree, in the ashram, in the house. Doesn't matter, wherever you can stay. You can stay with your family. But unless our master of the Brahmajnana, there is a real freedom does not come. So until that, we need the guidance, the help, the suggestion, the advice, the guidelines from the masters. But generally, we don't like to listen to the guidelines of the masters. Am I clear that? But desperately we need. But due to our avidya, due to our ego, we don't accept the instructions, the guidelines of the masters and gurus. So this much today, and I speak about Panchagini Sadhana. So let us all start next time Pasupatra Tantra. So next time I'll teach you Sakti Sadhana. Sometimes I'll teach you Bhairava and Bhairavi Sadhana as well. Let us see. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Santaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Gungurubhyo Namaha Om Ganganapataye Namaha Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha Om Klim Kalikaya Namaha Om Klim Bhadrakalli Namaha Sankaram Sankaracharya Kesavam Vadarayanam Sutrabhasa Krito Vande Bhagavanto Panaha Panaha Ismara Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagini Vyamavad Vyapta Dehaya Dachina Murtaye Namaha Dachina Murtaye Namaha Dachina Murtaye Namaha Harihi Om. So thanks to all of you today. It's very interesting lecture. But this lecture today, what I speak, a lot of things there is like guru disciples and very difficult other people to understand. So this lecture I'll keep our some time, not all going to publish in YouTube because I do a lot of publish, but this will be not published in YouTube. So I keep it very personal as ashram documentary, because very personal talks today, very personal. I think very difficult other people to understand as well. I think Atmanand can understand, Marian can understand, Julie. So you are a good student, good disciples, so you can understand it. Good devotees, disciple, devotees, students, whatever you can take.